Well, David, we've just spoken to Steve Foster about just giving goals away to the opposition. I'm sure you weren't too happy with that.
Well, I'm glad Fozzie's been, I expect Steve to be certainly as honest as he would be, and he knows the game and he's been in the game long enough, but he's quite correct. Is that some of the goals we conceded tonight were inexcusable, were awful to concede, and it hasn't taken a lot to beat us. I'll give credit to Wimbledon certainly for the passion and the work rate that they played in. But tonight we've contributed to our own downfall with certainly some very poor play.
And 2 goals inside 10 minutes, one inside 10 seconds is extraordinary.
Well, I've watched it. I've just watched it on the upstairs, and I think certain players defending tonight was inexcusable, and they need to look at themselves, because some normally reliable players tonight have turned up and will be ashamed of some of the defending that they put on. Whilst I congratulate Wimbledon, I have to do that. It's you have to be humble about things, but likewise we've contributed massively to some very poor goals to give away.
Especially having got back into it at 2-0 down, and Paul Connor pulls it back to 2-1. It then fell apart again, didn't it?
Yep. And I said at half time, if we go out there, we remain solid, and yet, I mean, the goals that we've conceded in the second half, one of them's a good goal, the others should be dealt with, and we, I'm not going to stand here and have a go individually at players. There's no need. I think they know, and they'll be looking at the DVD at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So. No, you can't. You build the foundations. Any foundations on any team are built on a solid defence, and I say tonight, some of the defending we had was inexcusable.
Does it annoy you further that it was another one of these top teams where you want to show them what you can do and compete properly against them? Yep,
we've prepared right. We've gone through everything we can do. We can't do any more preparation-wise, and certainly, I put it down to poor defending, poor play. Some of our attacking play was very, very good. And I think Louis Briscoe put in one of the performances, the best performance I've ever seen from a player at this level. And I think he was a fantastic, applause he got off at the end, because he put in it was a tremendous performance. And I don't think I've seen one player, been so outstanding in all the time of watching the Conference League. And he Ashley Kane made a very good debut and put some fantastic balls in. Paul Connor may have scored at the post. We had opportunities. So offensively, I'm not dissatisfied. I'm very pleased with some of the attacking play, but I don't think anybody can give goals away like we've given away tonight. And those players should have a good hard look at themselves and worry about their place.
You'll be aware it's another defeat against one of the top sides. It's 4 defeats now against other sides in the top 6. Do you just put that down as 4 different reasons, or is there an overwhelming factor at the
there may be a bit of both, David. They're perhaps, to reach that level, we've played against a good side tonight, and when we have played against a good side, you have to make sure you match up with them. And we have ambition. We do. We certainly do. I do, and I'm sure the players do. But to reach that level, you have to have players that are consistently good. And that's no different to being in the Premier League or any league. We said prior to this that we know where we are in terms of where the club's going, and those players here now, and if they want to be part of that, and they've got to put consistent performance in, and certainly not performances like that tonight, because they'll be defensively, we were inept, and certainly players will be looking at their place.
How's Alan Marriott?
No. Again, we lost Alan at half time, which obviously is no excuse. You can't, Alan couldn't be blamed in any way for the goals that we conceded. It was just defenders being poor. Alan's been diagnosed tonight that he may need an operation, and we are going to seek that ASAP, because we've put it off. We did have a diagnosis in the summer that we hope that it may be all right, but tonight it appears that Alan may need a small operation on his groin, his pelvic region, and we will have to address that. I'll be addressing that tonight and tomorrow.
So could that mean you might have to bring another goalkeeper in as well some point this week?
Yeah, I mean that goes without saying. I think that Alan won't play, and now he'll need the operation, and I'll be addressing that accordingly.
Okay. Thanks a lot, David.
Thank you.
Roughly how long would that keep him out of this head?
Well, again, the diagnosis seems to be that he's got a slight tear in his groin, so we're looking at probably 2 months, 3 months. So it's a massive blow, and it's not really what we want. We want Alan back in and as soon as possible, but it's one of those things, and players get injured, and you have to try to replace them, and that's always, again, it goes. The strength of a squad is always as good as obviously what you can you're able to bring in, and we'll look at that tomorrow.
Will it be a case now of Collett going in the side and bringing backup in for him, or will it be bringing in a new number 1 keeper to cover you?
We'll see. Obviously, that depends on certain aspects, but Neil's done a good job. He's a young man. He's still learning his trade. He's probably not ready for play a whole season in the Blue Square yet, because he's still learning his trade. But I've been delighted with his attitude, and he's a cracking young man. And I know I can rely on him if I need to. So, tonight's very early. We'll look at it tomorrow, and when the dust settles, after we've watched a lovely video, we'll see what we can do.
You can expect to have somebody under the roof by Saturday for the TV game.
I think that's a must, isn't it? That is a must, and unless you fancy bringing your glove, John.
It's one position I don't play.
No, you get chipped all the time, won't you?
Absolutely.
No, we'll look at it, certainly, obviously, and it's a shame for Alan, because he's a fabulous goalkeeper, and we'll have to look at it.